Let me ask you something. You know that feeling, na? When you're watching a thrilling cricket match, last ball, or when a dog suddenly barks at you on the street. Ever wondered why your heart starts beating so fast? Dhak, 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 dhak. What is happening inside you?
Well, that feeling, and so many other things happening in our body, are all because of today's topic, hormones. And let me tell you, if you understand this topic, you will understand the secret language that your own body uses to talk to itself.
So, let's begin with that very feeling, that sudden rush of excitement or fear. What is actually going on inside our bodies at that moment?
Simply put, hormones are the reason. They are like the managers of our body. They control so many things, from our moods and energy levels to how we grow and how we react to sudden events. Understanding them is the key to understanding ourselves.
So what are these hormones, really? If we strip away all the complex biology, what is the one single idea you need to remember? It's simple. They are the body's chemical messengers.
Yes, at the most basic level, just think of hormones as chemical messages. That's it. They are like little notes carrying instructions from one place to another inside you. Now, these messages are not created just anywhere. They are made in very special places. Think of them like factories, called endocrine glands.
And from these glands, the hormone travels, usually through our bloodstream, to reach a totally different part of the body. Its job is to find a specific target cell and deliver an instruction, like work faster or start growing.
Okay, now that you have the simple idea, let's look at the proper exam-safe definition. A hormone is a non-nutrient chemical which acts as an intercellular messenger and is produced in trace amounts by endocrine glands. See? It's the same thing we discussed, just in scientific language. Intercellular messenger means a messenger between cells.
So the message is sent. But think about it. The bloodstream is like a huge, busy highway with so much traffic. How does this tiny little message find the exact correct address without getting lost?
To understand this, we can use a very helpful analogy. Just imagine that our body has its own super efficient internal postal service. Let's map this out clearly. The endocrine gland, where the hormone is made, is like the post office. The hormone molecule itself is the letter containing the instruction. The bloodstream is the mail route that carries the letter all over the body. And the target cell, well, that's the specific address where the letter must be delivered.
But wait, a postman can see the address on the envelope. How does a chemical know where to go? How does it make sure the message is opened only by the correct recipient?
This is a very important point. A hormone passes thousands and thousands of different cells. Why doesn't it give its message to every cell it passes? How does it know which one is the right one?
The answer lies in something called the lock and key principle. You see, each hormone molecule has a unique shape, just like a key. And on the surface of the target cells, there are special structures called receptors, which are shaped like locks.
So it's very specific. Only the correct key, the hormone with the exact right shape, can fit into the correct lock, which is the receptor. A key for a heart cell will not fit into the lock of a liver cell. And when the hormone key fits into the receptor lock, that's when the message is delivered and the cell is triggered to follow its new instruction.
Okay, enough of theory. Let's connect this back to some real-world examples that you experience every day.
Let's go back to that racing heart. This is called the fight or flight response. So here's what happens step by step. First, your brain senses a threat. Second, it signals the adrenal gland to release the hormone adrenaline. Third, adrenaline travels through your blood. Fourth, it finds its specific locks or receptors on your heart and liver cells. And fifth, when it binds, your heart rate increases and your body gets a sudden burst of energy, so you can either fight the danger or run away from it.
And this understanding has led to some amazing technologies. For example, birth control pills. These pills simply contain synthetic hormones, man-made versions of the body's natural messengers. They work by regulating the body's own hormonal cycles in a controlled way. It's a very practical application of this knowledge.
All right, so let's do a quick recap. What have we learned today? First, hormones are the body's chemical messengers. Second, they travel in the bloodstream from glands to target cells. Third, they use a highly specific lock and key system to deliver their instructions. And finally, this system controls so many essential functions, from our heart rate to our growth.
So, for your exams, please don't get stressed by all the different hormone names. Just remember these core ideas: the simple story of the chemical messenger, the lock and key analogy, and the adrenaline example. If you have these three things clear in your mind, the whole chapter will feel much, much easier. And I'll leave you with a final thought to ponder.
We talked about fear and excitement. But what about the feeling of being hungry? Or feeling sleepy? What about the changes that happen during puberty? What other processes in our body do you think are being directed by these silent, invisible messengers? Think about it.